Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Monday edition of For FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields.
And I'm meteorologist Jonathan Bellis. And it's going to be an interesting week. Most of the first half of the week is going to be pretty nice, but the end of the week a little bit scarier.
Yes, I don't want to be scared about the weather, John, but as you noted last week, that we had very fall-like weather conditions, in which it was great to enjoy and just be able to get out and just have those comfortable conditions. But it will turn a little bit unsettled towards going into the weekend.
And for the most of the month of October, it's actually been right around average for just about all of the month. Our average high was around 83 degrees.
83 degrees, wow. And actually another interesting statistic is that for the entire month of October to date, we've had 2 days that we've saw temperatures above 90 degrees.
Total rainfall, though, that's where it gets a little bit frightening. Only an inch of rain for the entire month of October.
Well, for me, rain is not something, so I'm not all that frightened. But, for a lot of us that actually do need the rain, it was a rather dry month.
Yeah, those corn mazes, a little bit husky.
Yeah, so husky, John? Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. But hey, and also we for later in the week, we got cooler. So, hopefully this will last overall going to the fall.
And you're going to give us an overview with rain around the country.
Yes, and we're going to look ahead at your overview and really, just to illustrate what's going to be happening over the next couple of days. We go right to your weather headlines. If we are there, we go. Warming up for the rest of the week. As you know, we will have a bit of a taste of summer returning middle of the week, but we will have the chance for rain returning later in the week, but that will quickly be followed by cooler temperatures later in the week. But as far as your national weather is concerned, not terribly active across the eastern section of the United States, but we do have a big weather player in the northwest region, and that will be the main influence for the rest of the country going until later in the week. But as far as the local weather is concerned, with your satellite and radar, you see a little bit of showers off towards the north, but not affecting us right now. So really just a calm day in the Tallahassee region. As far as tonight's forecast is concerned, really another cool night ahead, 50 degrees, seasonable conditions at that. Cool enough, John. So another night of good, fall-like weather. So if you're going to exercise, I want you to do it because, not an excuse to not go out in that kind of weather.
Yes. Now, where the weather is completely different is just across the pond, where they've had a hurricane in the English Channel today.
Yes, a very powerful, winter-type system. If I'm correct.
It wasn't quite a hurricane, but it had winds of more than 75 miles an hour and had gusts upwards of 100 miles an hour.
Very, quite shocking. This time of.
In that area, they have a lot of water transportation, and the ferries and also the trains were also knocked offline because of the power issues associated with this storm.
Yes, and John, how long is this type of weather going to last?
Well, fortunately for them, that storm has already scooted by and is nearing Denmark and Finland right now.
Yeah, so hopefully folks dare take precaution, but we're going to take a look at your local with Aaron. And Aaron, are you enjoying this weather that we're seeing right now?
Hey Troy, I am enjoying this weather. I'm sure everybody is. We saw nothing but sunshine today, just a few pop-up showers right north of our viewing area, but they quickly dissipated this morning. We just saw a little bit of cloud cover, but by the afternoon, all the cloud cover had cleared out, and we saw blue skies with not even a cloud out there. And the reason we did see a few of those pop-up showers is due to an upper-level low-pressure system that was moving eastward from Texas throughout the course of yesterday afternoon into the overnight hours. So today, it's brought some showers to northern Georgia, South Carolina continuing to move towards the northeast, but here at home we are lucky and we have stayed dry. We officially hit 81 degrees today, so a little bit warmer than average, and that warming trend is going to continue until right up about Halloween, but our low is still pretty cool there in the 40s, but I do think that will be the last night that we will be in the 40s, and our lows are going to be a little bit more seasonable there in the 50s for tonight. Currently, we're at 80, still very warm, but once the sun does set, with no cloud cover out there and very calm winds tonight, our temperatures are going to plummet, and it's going to be another chilly evening. Around the rest of the region, we're seeing upper 70s in Thomasville, 77 there, as well as in Quincy, 74 degrees in Carabel. And it looks like Bainbridge is our hot spot up there still at 81 degrees. So most of the area was warm, but for tonight, high pressure is in control, so we're seeing clear skies, calm winds, and those are the two perfect ingredients for those temperatures to really cool off. So you're going to need the sweater tonight, but by tomorrow afternoon, another very warm day. We're seeing 50 degrees with very seasonable conditions, calm winds at 5 miles per hour. For the rest of the region tonight, it's looking like some areas could potentially reach the upper 30s, while the rest of the region, especially along the coastline, is going to stay just a little bit warmer with temperatures in the upper 40s and the lower 50s. Tomorrow, basically perfect weather outside, abundant sunshine, maybe just a few of those higher wispy cirrus clouds that aren't going to produce any rainfall, and mid-70s to upper 70s across the rest of the region. So if you're wondering what you need to be wearing for the next couple of weeks, Tuesday's still going to be a little bit chilly in the morning, so I would suggest dressing in layers. Wednesday will be warming up into the mid-80s, Thursday even warmer. So if you have a Halloween costume that's sleeveless, you should be good to go. It might just be a little bit chilly if you're going to be out late. Beach tomorrow, not bad at all. Winds out of the northeast at 10 knots. Seas at less than 1 foot, so very smooth out there on the Bay and inland waters. Here's your 7-day forecast. We're staying dry right up until Halloween, and still only a 10% chance on Halloween. Cold front rolls through on Friday, bringing our rain chance up to 50%, but I do think that's going to be late in the day on Friday, more likely in the overnight hours. Slight chance for some showers in the morning on Saturday, and then back to fall-like conditions for the start of your next work week. We're going to take a little more broad look, though, at the rest of the southeast with Jack.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. Now let's take a look at those current conditions all across the southeast. 76 degrees currently at Montgomery, 80 degrees in Tallahassee, 79 degrees down in Orlando. Some cooler temperatures towards the coast of North Carolina, sitting at 68 degrees up in Wilmington. Now, water vapor is going to show us an upper level low that's starting to spin across the Carolinas, and that's what brought you guys some rain today. Some showers, nothing too serious. We're going to pull up our satellite and radar. Mainly just see light rains, a little bit of spatty showers, but nothing too serious. As we continue to move on into that, you'll see that some showers developing into South Carolina as well as North Carolina earlier today, but has since dissipated. Now, as we move on into our satellite and radar, we'll take a look at this. Some storms developing through Alabama, South Carolina, as well into Wilmington earlier today, but has since died off, thankfully. Those showers aren't too serious. You see those light rains. We didn't really see any yellows or reds, which is really a measure of how intense the storms were, so light showers throughout the day. Now, this is what we can think for the night. Cool skies we can have for the rest of the night. We have a high pressure system digging into South Carolina, which will bring us some cool and clear nights with not a lot of clouds in the area, though. We lose a lot of our heating that we got during the day, so we'll start cooling off throughout the night. Could see lows into the 50s in Tallahassee and some cooler temperatures as we make our way up into northern Georgia in the next few days, though. As the sun progresses into this weekend, you'll see those sunny skies as well. Moving on into our tonight's forecast, calling for 55 degrees in Tupelo, 54 degrees in Atlanta. Our low in Tallahassee will only be 50 degrees, with Wilmington sitting at 48 degrees. And tomorrow, we're expecting our warming trend to continue with a high of 83 degrees in Tallahassee, 84 degrees in Orlando, as well as 79 degrees up in Tupelo, with our high sitting at 83 degrees in New Orleans. So we'll continue this warming trend until a cold front starts approaching the southeast, which we can expect around Halloween, which could start bringing us some rainstorms. But we're going to send things back to the desk with John and Troy.
And that storm is just now rolling through the Rockies and across most of the parts of the West right now, and that's going to be coming down into the Plain States for tomorrow.
Yes, and associated with that storm, that's going to bring the chance for severe weather first to the middle sections of the country.
And that unfortunately could get into our area, or at least the western parts of our area, on Thursday, which is Halloween.
Yes, and for those that's going to be affected first, they're going to see the chance for damaging winds and heavy rain, and even the possibility of isolated tornadoes.
Fortunately for us here in Tallahassee and around the Big Bend area, we're only going to see, I think, a ribbon of moisture that'll come through with a couple of thunderstorms for those trick-or-treat times.
Yes, and that won't be, like you said, until later in the week. But for the other parts of the country with that system, particularly around the northeast, they're too going to see some rain, but not as much as it's going to be down a little bit further south.
Yeah, it's just not that time of year where all the storms come through strong or weak. They're going to come in through with just a little bit of moisture coming through.
Yes, and for those of you that are, traveling, just make sure you're tuning your local weather authorities. But we're going to switch it to Tyler the National. Tyler, love this weather, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm loving it as well. Unfortunately, it's going to start warming up across the east for the next couple of days. The real cold stuff is going to be across the northern tier of the country. So 25 in Billings, how does that sound? They're getting some snow at the moment. And even the Mile High City, 31 degrees. So colder, especially in the higher spots, but contrast that to 85 degrees in Phoenix and San Antonio and 80s in South Florida as well. And the temperature change is drastic across the Rockies with that storm system moving through. How about 38 degrees colder now than it was at this time yesterday in Denver? So it's really cold with that system working in out west, and it's slowly going to be progressing toward the east over the next couple of days. So we have snow flying from the Black Hills of South Dakota into Montana, and then rain on the warm side of the system. And now in the northeast, there's some showers associated with the stationary front as well, especially pretty much around Maine and northern New England, but starting to fade away now. In the southeast, we have some shower activity just to the north of Tallahassee, but that's also dying as it moves further to the south and east as a kind of old frontal boundary begins to weaken. But this is that big storm system out west. Again, the heavy snow flying out here in the Dakotas, a nasty travel day. 4 to 8 inches of snow can be expected over the next 24 to 36 hours. There's winter weather advisories out like crazy for that portion of the country. But Texas, New Mexico, you saw the warmth that was there. It's also very dry. And then as we go into the further out to the west, snow as well in the Sierra Nevadas, and then up toward the northwest we have a rain-snow mix as well. So a very unsettled weather pattern, and this system is going to progress toward the east over the next couple of days, and as it does so, severe weather risk will be enhanced a little bit for the plains and portions of the southeast. Now your forecast for tonight, we have 65 degrees in Dallas, 70 in San Antonio. You can see the clear difference in the air masses. 29 in Denver, 20 degrees in Billings. You're almost there already. And tomorrow's high, not much better, 30s and 40s well to the north. But again, that contrast that we usually see this time of year between the very cold northern sections of the country and the nice and mild conditions here across the southeast. High temperatures around here in the low range of the 80s. And speaking of around here, let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast with Jay now.
Thanks, Tyler. As we look at today's almanac, as we see, it's been above average for usual in October as we come in late into October. But overall, it's been pretty nice outside today. As we look at our low, current conditions, in fact, 80 degrees. It's been clear. It's been a very nice day in Tallahassee. Hopefully, we expect it later on throughout the week. But if we look at Halloween, it's going to have a little chance of rain. So hopefully, it dries off and we continue on into the rest of the week. As you look at the current temperatures, or dew points, in fact, we see 57 Monticello, 55 St. Mark's. Overall, it's been pretty calm, very nice, cool temperatures. So when we go later on to the week, it should stay that way. As we look at the satellite radar, nothing much to say. It's been mostly clouds, but as we go later out throughout the week, even through Friday, we expect the rain chances to go up. So hopefully it doesn't rain and we stay off when we play Miami on Saturday. As we look at satellite and radar, you see over in South Carolina, North Carolina, they're getting some rain right now, but in our neck of the woods, it's been pretty calm so far. But when we go into later on Friday, even Saturday, the rain chances will go up, and hopefully you better bring those raincoats because it will have a slight chance of rain. As we look at the futurecast, as we go late into Monday night over into Tuesday, the temperatures start drying off and getting really cold, and then once we go later on into Tuesday afternoon, it's going to get nice and warm like it did today. So as we look at the boating forecast, tonight's forecast, in fact, 50 degrees, seasonal extensions, cooling off. It's going to be a very nice and cool night tonight. So we're looking forward to that. I know I have been for a while. As we look at tomorrow's forecast, 83, it's going to be very abundant sunshine. So you may well go on Lannis Green, play volleyball. I'm going to be on tennis courts later on tonight and play some tennis. So I'm looking forward to that. And even you can go onto the beach maybe because it's been pretty cool. But overall, you have nice sunshine later on. So it's been very nice throughout the week. As we look at 7-day forecast, as I move out the way, Once it gets later on into Thursday, we expect chances for rain to go up. So if you're going to go dress out as Mother Nature, you might want to bring a rain yourself because it might possibly rain. If we look on to Friday, make sure you bring those raincoats, make sure you bring those umbrellas because it might chanceably rain. So make sure you prepare for that. If we go on to Saturday, we will play them against Miami, but it might rain, so hopefully you don't get a washout. Make sure you have those ponchos, because if you have the umbrellas, they're not allowed in Doak Stadium. But if you're going out after the game, make sure you have the umbrellas, because there's still a chance of rain. As we look at Sunday, make sure you set the clock back an hour, because, again, you don't want to be late like I usually do every year on Monday. Let's send it back to desk with Aaron and Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Speaking of some sports games coming up, we're going to talk about the World Series tonight.
Big deal out there, and guess what? Perfect weather for it. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, starting first pitch should be around in the mid-60s, and we don't see any chances of rain in the forecast. Series is tied 2-2, though, so Game 6 will continue in Boston. I'm unbiased since I am a journalist.
Me too, because I'm a girl.
Yeah, but once we move the game into Boston, Game 6, we're going to see temperatures in the 40s for the first pitch. So
it's a little bit chilly.
A little frigid out there, and I don't know if you've ever played baseball in cold temperatures, but
I haven't.
It's awful.
I'm sure it's miserable, but hopefully with all the people packed in there, it'll be a little bit warmer with all of the warm bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully.
But yeah, and hopefully we have a winner by Thursday because we're going to be seeing great weather for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. That chance for rain does come back.
Yep, okay. Well, we're going to send things back out to the wall.
Now, we really knocked that forecast and as well as the weather today out of the park. Right around Alligator Point, we made it up to right around 80 degrees today. Here's a look at St. George right now. Sun is starting to fall there, and the waves are coming down. 74 degrees right now outside, right on the beach, and it's been fantastic around the state of Florida. 79 degrees right now in Tampa, 83 in Fort Myers, and 75, the cool spot right now in the western parts of the Panhandle at Pensacola. And those temperatures are going to be sticking around for quite a while. Dew points right now still on the dry side in the 50s and even into the 40s across the northern parts of the state, right around the spine of the state. Satellite and radar showing high pressure in control here with winds coming in off the Atlantic, bringing in just a little bit more moisture, but not quite enough for any sort of shower activity. Sunshine is in the forecast for the next few days. High pressure, as I said, is in control, bringing in winds off the Atlantic. We'll bring in just a few clouds across South Florida for us here in the Tallahassee Big Bend area. We're going to see clear skies and clear skies as well. What's going to happen over the next couple of days is this high pressure really isn't going to move a whole lot. We're going to see a couple more clouds because of that incoming moisture from the Atlantic and a little bit more sunshine as well. And if you're heading out to the beach, it's going to be northeast winds at 10 knots with light chop. Water temperature starting to come down, 82 degrees now. If you're heading off towards the Atlantic, it's going to be a little bit warmer out there on the Atlantic, and you're going to see a little bit more cloud cover as well. Heading out into the central Gulf, northeast winds at 10 knots with calm conditions and smooth seas as well. And you're going to want to keep an eye on the sunset and sunrise times because those are going to be rolling back over the next week or so because of that daylight savings time change. If you're heading into tonight's forecast, 64 degrees in Tampa, 70 still hanging on in South Florida. Tallahassee, the cool spot as average this time of year, 50 degrees. And it's going to feel absolutely fantastic as we head into tomorrow's forecast, 86 degrees in Tampa, 88 in Fort Myers. These temperatures are going to bump up just a degree or two over the next day or so before the next front comes in on Friday or Saturday. Then we'll start to see a couple more clouds coming on in. And then also, we're going to see a couple more rain showers, especially across the western panhandle. This is going to slowly drop our temperatures into the weekend. If you're heading out to that ballpark around the state today, absolutely great conditions. And we're going to take a look around the tropics and around the southeast with Troy now.
Okay, thank you, John. And we're just going to give you a quick recap of where we're at the month of October. Of course, it is still hurricane season in the Atlantic, and we do have 1 month left to go in the hurricane season, and things are usually start to wind down this time of year. But we're going to show you as to where to look for development this time of year. You can see that it now shifts closer to the United States mainland. You see the main favored areas for development is right around the Western Caribbean, all the way along the Atlantic East Coast, and you can see that the tracks take it towards Florida and up along the East Coast United States. And we're also going to show you as to where we're currently at with our named storms, and we are right now up to Lorenzo. So is there the possibility of Melissa in the future? Well, guys, it looks like it's a no, folks, and you can see that as we look at your satellite and radar, because we do have a frontal system draped across the Bahamas, but as for the time being, it is not expected to develop due to unfavorable upper-level conditions. And shifting towards the United States, back at home, looking at your water vapor imagery, very dry across the eastern United States is indicated by your gray colors. And we do have a little bit of moisture across the northwest as indicated by the green colors, and that's due to the next storm system that is moving to the region. It'll be later on be a major player in our weather here in the capital city region, and we're going to illustrate that for you in just a second. Once again, here's your satellite radar imagery. There's that storm system I was talking about that is giving folks rain and snow across the Rockies, and as far as here at home across the southeast, we still see the influences of high pressure, that Austin weather that we've been seeing over the past few weeks. We do have a little bit of moisture associated with a disturbance off towards the north of us around Atlanta, but that looks to be dying down as we head into the evening hours. But as far as your current temperatures are concerned, really very mild across the southeast I-10 corridor, 78 degrees for your current temperature in New Orleans, but a little bit cooler off towards the northern sections of the country, 47 degrees for your temperature in Detroit, 42 in Minneapolis. So hopefully folks in those regions are bundled up, have those winter jackets in handy, because you can see it is quite nippy and chilly, folks, in that region. And just one more look at that, 24 degrees in Billings, just to give you an idea of how cold it is across the northern tier of the country. Man, I do not want to be there right now. But as far as your airport delays are concerned, really, good air travels at the present time. But if you're just traveling along the northwest, as mentioned, we do have that storm system out there. So if you have any travel plans in that region, or if you're flying out of that region, you're going to make sure that you check the air traffic carriers for any possible delays in the near-time future. As far as tonight's forecast is concerned, more mildness in store for the southeast, 64 degrees for overnight temperature in New Orleans, 58 degrees in Memphis, as I mentioned, where the coldness is across the northern sections of the country, 31 degrees in Minneapolis. So once again, have those winter jackets on deck. And as far as tomorrow's forecast is concerned, more mildness in store for the southeast, 83 degrees in the capital city region and 51 degrees in Detroit. But really all around, not a bad day for temperatures. But we're going to toss it back up to the desk with Aaron and Jack, who understands going to talk about weather history.
Yeah, Troy, it's often imitated, never duplicated. This day in weather history. And we're going to start off in 1997 in Arkansas, where they saw 64 straight days of at least a trace of rain, and it ended today.
It sounds miserable.
It does not sound
63 days, that's over 2 months.
It sounds pretty gloomy to me, and that's what it sounds
like.
Aaron.
Seattle. Well, on a much different note, besides the rainfall, we saw an earthquake actually on this day in 1983 in Pocatello, Idaho, of all places. And it was a pretty strong one.
Yeah, it was 6.9 on the Richter scale, which is a very strong one, so caused some casualties for that area, which was very unfortunate. And then also we're going to move back into the 2011 nor'easter started today and went through Halloween and brought 32 inches of snow to Peru, Massachusetts.
Yep, and all across the Northeast, it was a huge storm. And it's kind of funny that it happens on Halloween, because I feel like we're always having some sort of severe weather on Halloween.
Yeah, and we're going to see some storms in our area too. But we're going to send things out to the wall with Tyler.
All right, thanks, guys. And yeah, we've seen quite a temperature swing lately with warm afternoons and pretty cool mornings. This morning we saw temperatures in the upper 40s, but we went up that roller coaster again this afternoon with all that sunshine, and we did reach the low range of the 80s. Speaking of which, high temperature was officially 81. I think it actually got up to 82 degrees, and the low temperature was 48. So a little something for everyone in that local forecast for today, or the local weather that we had for today. It is 80 degrees and sunny out there with lots of sunshine and dry weather. And currently around the Big Bend, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. in the inland areas. But along the coastline, where they're getting the influence of that cool sea breeze, we're seeing temperatures more like the low 70s. So it's a little bit cooler. The warming process hasn't been as abundant today down there. And in the dew point, we're seeing temperatures fairly moderate. The moisture is fairly moderate at the surface, so it's not all too humid and it's not all too dry. And that's going to be on the increase, the humidity that is, as we go into the latter part of the week. But still nice and dry around the immediate area as far as no rain is concerned. We're not going to be introducing that rain chance in the forecast again until the middle to latter part of the week. In fact, if you're trick-or-treating, you might have to pack the poncho or the umbrella, especially on Friday. We're going to see more showers increasing as a storm system that's out west begins to move into the area. For now, though, lots of abundant sunshine in the forecast for Tuesday. Going to be very similar to your Monday, so maybe just a couple degrees warmer out there. The rain will be confined to the east coast of Florida. And then as we go into tonight's forecast, tying it all up now, 50 degrees, seasonable conditions, cooling off, but not the 40s. I don't think we'll reach the 40s tonight like we did last night. 83 degrees for your high temperature on Tuesday with abundant sunshine. Again, those warm afternoon temperatures coming our way as well. 7-day forecast has lots of character to it with Halloween on Thursday. High temperatures in the low 80s through the period. Look at those lows warming up to the upper 60s by Friday morning. That's also because we have some rain in the forecast as well. And then as we go into the weekend, it starts to dry out. Just in time for the Miami game. I know a lot of us will be cheering on the Seminoles to win over the Miami Hurricanes. And then as we go into Sunday, we're going to need that extra hour of sleep. As the clocks turn back on Sunday, high temperatures will be in the mid-70s, so we'll be cooling off as we go into the first part of next week after a fairly warm week this week. Let's go ahead and end the show now and talk about some chilly temperatures internationally with Jack and Aaron.
Thank you, Tyler. Well, you know what? It looks like our fruit prices here locally could actually be on the increase due to the fact that there has been some chilly temperatures in, of all places, Chile.
Yeah, in the winter, most of our fruit comes from South America, and with them having lows into the 20s, a lot of plants with fruits on them have died.
Yep, they have. And even though it's very far away, usually they export over 265 million boxes of fruit to us here in the United States, but they've already lost over 65 million of those boxes. So don't be surprised if this winter you go to the store to get your favorite fruit and it's just a little bit more expensive because they've already lost 20% of all of their grapes and 50% of all of their almonds.
You know the basic economics, supply and demand, right, Aaron?
Yeah, we all know that.
Fruit, yep, and 48% of kiwi has also been destroyed, so...
You kiwi lovers, you're out of luck.
Yeah. Taking a look into our 7-day forecast, our rain chances start amping up as we make our way into Halloween. 10% on Halloween day, but once we make our way into Friday and Saturday, we have a approaching cold front which could soak us out on Friday, but hopefully will pass through by the time for the kickoff at 8 o'clock.
Game. I'm sure everyone is so excited. And if you love our show and want weather updates all the time, like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather and watch us anytime at livestream.com/FSU Weather. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time tomorrow.
Have a great night, Tallahassee.